Hey, welcome back to another episode of Answers with Todd. Now, it's been a few weeks since we've checked in, but there's a hot, pressing question that I want to ask. And today I'm joined by the best finance director this side of the Mississippi, Renee Meinholz.
Thanks, Todd.
How do you like that?
That's great.
Renee has been the village's finance director for how many years now?
8 years.
8 years. And we're really glad to have her. And she has the wonderful task of coordinating tax bill mailings and payment processes. So not the most enjoyable job in the world, but it's one that's important.
It is. And people have been really great this year so far.
Good, good. Well, I know there's a concept related to tax payment that I'm not an expert on. In fact, I definitely don't know the ins and outs of escrow payment as it relates to taxes. But I do know that the most frequent call and question that we get at Village Hall during this time of year related to taxes is my escrow check here yet? Or when should I expect it? Can you help explain how that works and what people should really know in relation to escrow?
Yeah. So there's a couple different ways that people have their escrow set up. And so if you're not sure what way, you'd have to check with your lender on that. But some people get their check directly to them. And it is often made out to the taxpayer and the village. And so for that, you'd want to, it's easiest to bring it in, but you could also mail it in. You just want to make sure that you have, one of the homeowners has endorsed it on the back if it's also made out to the village. If you get the check and it's made out just to the homeowners, they should put that in their bank and then write us out a separate check for their taxes. But what you were getting at is when people's mortgage companies send them directly to us, and we get that question a lot. And so the way that works is they'll pull it out of your escrow account. You might get a notice in November or early December that they've taken it out of your escrow.
Your bank, your lending
situation. Okay. But we don't usually get those right when that happens. They often send it to a payment processor, which can take several weeks before we get it. And we often get big checks, BMO Harris, their check is like $1 million for every escrow.
It kind of comes in like one batch.
One batch for all the residents of Wanakee. And those usually come in the very last week of December, even if they've already taken it out of your mortgage.
I see.
So if you can always call us to check if we've received it. But another handy way to do that is you can look it up on Access Dane. And you can look at the payment history and see if your taxes have been paid.
Okay. So that would any resident can go into like any search engine, type Access Dane, and that goes to Dane County's tax information.
Yep, and so they have all of our taxes and the whole county's taxes on there, and you can look it up either by your name or your property address or your parcel number, and you can see the tax payment history and if that has been made. And sometimes the escrow will be a little bit short.
Short meaning like it doesn't cover the whole...
It doesn't cover the whole bill because they often pay off of last year's, and then if it's gone up a little bit, so then the taxpayer would be responsible for getting us the rest of the payment either in a personal check or cash or online payment.
Okay, great. Well, I learned a few things today. Are there any other aspects to this that you think are important for our residents to know about?
No, just, again, if you're not aware of how your bank is going to handle it, especially if it's been refinanced, check with them whether you should expect the check or if it'll come to us directly. So that's what I would recommend. Okay, great.
Well, we do look forward to seeing many of our residents' smiling faces here at Village Hall if you do come to pay in person. We thank you for that, by the way. We appreciate our taxpayers. We appreciate you being a part of our community, and we look forward to the year to come to continue to serve all of you. So Renee, to you and your team, nice work. It's a busy, busy season. And with that, that's Answers with Todd.